guys, this is another Attack on Titan Sunday. This is, I think, episode number 9 of this part. We only have, besides this episode, 3 more. The last episode of this part is really close. Attack on Titan won't end with this part. We still don't know what's going to happen. Will we have a movie? Are we going to get a part 3? It's still unclear. But seeing the pacing that the story is having right now, we're having 1 episode per chapter instead of the usual 1.5 chapters per episode. So it is going a bit slower. So by judging by that, it's more, I am rooting more for a part 3 that will be less rush and more complete than a movie. In any case, I think this episode is going to be really interesting. Many things happened in the previous one. Finally, there has been like an agreement between warriors and the remaining scouts, the OG scouts, I have to say. And they have a plan. We don't know still the details, but they want to stop Eren and save the rest of the world from the rumbling. It's going to be a really emotional ride while we see these characters try to stop their dear friend. It's been really emotionally heavy. We have seen these characters at their lowest points. Hanji is seen just crying while killing those soldiers was extremely heartbreaking. Levi is finally back. He's alive. He's really harmed though. So let's see what's going to happen. There was also someone watching. I couldn't remember at the time who was that. We saw the Jaegeris at their worst point, just having the same behavior and the same speech that had been used against Paradisians, against aliens. And I absolutely love and was in agreement with the speech of Yankopon. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Like I said, it's only 3 episodes more besides this one. We're reaching the final episodes of this part and we're reaching the end of the story. So let's just jump into it and see. I'm really curious about how they're going to animate some scenes that were controversial in the manga. Personally, I like them. I don't really see much issue with them, but they were and they are still are a point of controversy in the fandom. So let's see how it goes. I don't think MAPPA is making much changes in the script. They are not really taking much creative license as we see, so I don't expect it to play much different than what happened. I have mixed feelings about this, to be honest. Hanji. Oh my gosh, he's resorting to escapism. Man. Poor Jan. Poor Jan. He's divided between doing what's right and doing what's easy and comfortable. Man. Oh wow. The destruction, oh my gosh. Like I said, they really miss their leaders. They really have. Oh.
そして私たちは車力の巨人らマーレ残党と手を組んだ。エレンを止めるためだ。皆殺しは間違いない。
Hanji.
どうやって止めるんですか?
Yeah.
まず協力者を集める。何ができるかは。
Okay, that's smart. I love Mikasa. She doesn't hesitate at all. Yeah. I love you, Mikasa. Jan is doubting though. The sad thing about this whole situation, and I mentioned it before in another episode reaction, is that they really didn't have any other plan. Like, okay, I gotta pause there. I know and understand what Hanji is feeling, but that never stopped Marley before. I don't know if just because Eren started rambling, that will stop them in the future. So, like I said, in this situation, 4 years pass and they didn't come out with a good plan. So, I'm not saying Eren is right, of course, that's really messed up what he's doing. But the sad thing about everything is that there is not a really good choice for Paradisians.
完全に島を滅ぼさないといつ世界が滅ぼされるかわからないと。ビリー・タイバーの演説以上に世界を焚きつけることになりますよ。
それはもっともだろうが。
Yeah.
いずれにしろ島が滅ぶにしても何年かは猶予ができるはずだ。
でもそうやって可能性を探して。
Okay, I understand Jan's point right now.
だからエレンは世界を消そう。
But genocide is wrong. That's true. I think the point here is understanding John's position because it's true, but that in no way justifies what Eren's doing. That's also not Hanji's fault though. Oh my gosh. But it was just a moment of weakness though. I feel bad for Hanji. Oh man. Oh man, that's so true. That's so sad. Oh my gosh. Oh my heart. Oh man, all these cows. Oh, oof. Oh god. The soundtrack here. Oh, a jazz mark again. That was so touching and heartbreaking though. I almost cried. Come on.
面白いな。どうして気が変わった。エレン・イエーガーを放っておけば、お前らが望む世界が手に入るのだぞ。島の悪魔どもの楽園がな。
This dude though.
あと少しのところで、エレンとジークの接触を阻止。
They didn't know what was going to happen though. They didn't know.
説明した通りだよ、元帥殿。
Thank you, Hanji.
虐殺なんて望んでない。じゃなきゃこそこそ森に逃げ隠れてシチューなんか作ってないよ。
Jess, come on.
つまり正義に目覚めたというわけか。
正義だと。
What the fuck?
今正義を語ったのか。あんたが。
How Magath can say that? That's just zero self-reflection. Like.
俺たちが必死に戦ったのは巨人に食い殺されたくなかったからだ。それが悪魔の所業だって言いてえのかよ、おっさん。
I said it this before. That's when things get really tricky because it's been a cycle from one side to another. That's true. That's true, but the last 100 years has been different.
実在する2000年の歴史に通用すると思っているのか。
なんだと。
Man, this guy is justifying Marley's actions, and I cannot get.
見たわけでもない2000年前のいざこざ話なんて退屈だ。じゃあ
Thank you, Hanji.
水殿は私たちの悪魔の存在に。
I love Hanji right now. I have always loved Hanji.
外の世界で数か
くらいのやつが人類大虐殺なんて実行する。
Yeah.
それはわからないよ。
Okay.
エレンと話
Armin is right though.
じゃあ対話が可能だとして、それでも虐殺
Well,
を
then
やってくれなかった時は
They'll see what happens next.
エレンが敵だと。きっと
Oh my gosh.
結局はそうでしょ。ミカサ。あんたにとってエレンより大事なものなんて考えたこともないだろうからね。つまり私を殺すべきだと。
Oh man.
レオンハート
Oh, Levi is just sleeping through it all. As he should. He's finally resting.
マーレにいる父親を殺されたくないから。
Okay, I think this is a good point, and I'm glad Annie's talking about it.
それでいい。少なくともその時まで私たちは
Like she understands their position because they do love Eren. So that and it's good that this was mentioned by Annie.
分かった。
And like I said, it must be really hard for them. So they have already talked with us, Kiyomi.
使えばあの始祖の巨人に近づける。
知るわけない。知ってたとして。
Oh, Jelena. Okay. Ah, okay.
何も知らないイエーガーに知恵を貸したのは死にたがってる。
でも自分の故郷のためにマーレと戦ってたんだろう。故郷がこのまま踏み潰されてもいいのかよ。
She probably doesn't care because she's
イエレナ
she's weird.
なぜならこいつも同じクソ野郎のマーレ人だからだ。
Wait, was it all a lie?
レベリオであなたにまんまとやられたからね。イエレナ。あなたの
Was she lying the whole time about it?
驚いた。ごく一般的なマーレ人家庭の出自を。
And I had completely forgotten this.
ジークと初めて出会った時から。マーレに失望していたあなたはある物語を作り出した。それは王子様と世界を救う奇跡の物語。
Oh my gosh.
自ら王祖で塗り固め人類史に刻まれんとする。その欲深さに敬服いたします。
してみませんか。
I love how she was a Marley and being disappointed by Marley.
ついでにストヘスクでも大勢の
Not only that, but she participated in all the operations, so they are
もちろんパラディ島
all
の皆さん
guilty of those.
普段は良識人
Why especially Jans though? I
あ
don't
なた
remember.
は車力を撃つためにそこにいるファルコ少年めがけ勇
Ah,
猛果敢に
I
雷
don't
装を
remember.
打ち込みました。彼の死に兄が関わってると言ってました。
Okay, things are getting interesting.
もう兄から聞いたんですか？マルコの死の真相を。
How does she know though?
私がマルコから立体起動装置を。
俺とベルト
Okay, I like this
会話を耳にした。
This scenery
俺は
things.
正体がバレること封じができる
Oh
と思っ
man.
た。俺は空中でマルコを屋根に
How did Jelena know that though?
マルコは最後に何か言ってなかったか。
Oh man.
俺たちはまだ話し合ってない。
ないよ。これだけ死ぬ。
Okay, Hanji's right. I love how Hanji is acting right now.
言葉を交わしている。だ
Yeah, because
いいって罪悪感で頭が動かせない
exactly right. Raviner was having these
俺は
mental problems.
本当にどうしようもない。
もういいって。
Okay, so
すまない。
he. Oh my. Is no one okay? Oh my gosh, that took a while. Oh, ouch. Oh my gosh, I didn't remember this. She got in the middle. Sad thing is that life for aliens in Marley was this awful. I love that and now and what it means. But they are going to help them anyway. I mean, they are going to do it with or without the Warriors Alliance or whatever. It's not. Yeah, it's not like if the scouts are going to say, okay, we are not going to stop it. They are sure of doing that, but maybe not sure if it could work together. Oh, Hanji. Okay, there's. Oh my gosh, Leroy. He wants to keep on resting. Come on. Oh, we didn't have an opening. I just realized that. Oh, that looks nice. Oh no. Man, oh gosh. I gotta be so honest right now. I had forgotten a lot of this. I had forgotten a lot of this. I almost feel like an anime only right now. We are so close to the end. I don't want Attack on Titan to end. Oh man. Oh, next one from this is going to be quite emotionally heavy if they will have to go against their old comrades. Like, that's gonna hurt a lot. Some scenes were really controversial when it happened in the manga. Even now, there still are controversial, especially the campfire scene. Now that I watch it, I had forgotten most of the details of it. I had completely forgotten that thing about Jelena. I was so surprised. But the only thing I think that I really didn't like was the part with Gabby and Falco and how they were asking them to help them when it was actually Hanji the one that approached Magath and Pick. I just didn't like that part. It felt a bit too redundant. I think that's the issue. I feel like it was it felt a bit redundant in that point. And it felt a bit off because in this point I think that both scouts and warriors want to stop Eren and save the rest of the world from the rumbling, and it is not a matter of help one or another. It's a matter of being able to work together despite their history and their scenes and how they have always been in different sides. And I think that part of the message and of the intention got a bit lost in that final part with Gabby and Falco. But other than that, I think it left pretty much clear that both sides have made mistakes and have made sins, and now they just have to overcome that to come together and stop Eren. I feel like this episode was a bit slow. The pacing was a bit off. It felt slow in difference to with the previous one. It was interesting to see the internal struggle of Jan. It was quite Jan-centric. He has an ideal, a dream. He's resorting to escapism and think about what could happen if he chooses the easy road, that easy road. Um, and that involves Mikasa, which honestly I find still a bit weird that he still has the same crush since he was 12 years old. But anyway, that's not really the main thing here. The main thing here is that he lets go of that idea and dream he has that he could have by just going and choosing the easy road. He lets go of that and finally listens to Hanji. And it's also really nice how in the conversation with Hanji, there is a point in which he remembers what the scouts, the original scouts, stood for. And it was incredibly well made, that scene. I think it was extremely emotional. I teared up. I think I was really this close to actually crying. It was really emotional to see all the scouts, everything they stood for, and how Hanji says, like, most of them didn't even know that there were humanity outside of the walls. I feel like Attack on Titan is an extremely excruciating and heartbreaking story. There is a lot of unfairness in there. However, there is a lot of realism, and does an incredibly good work in portraying real humans. Their characters feel so human. They debate, they struggle, they have internal fighting. Sometimes we fight between what is wrong and what is easy, and either to leave our comfort zone. And I think it really did a good job portraying that, and a good job remembering how things were before they found out about humanity outside of the walls, and how much they lost in order to get to that point, and how to give those lost life a meaning. And I think that's quite interesting. I think how the show appealed to that, and to that part of the history, and to remember and carrying the, and it was really good that they did that. Also, it kind of ties back to what Eren used to say. I think it was the first episode, episode 1, when he goes back to his home, and Mikasa tells Carla and Grisha that he wants to join the scouts, and they ask him why. And one of his answers was to, we have to, I don't remember the exact words, but it went along the lines like, to give meaning to the people that has sacrificed their life for humanity. And this is being brought back here in this episode with all the scouts that sacrificed their life and didn't even know exactly for what they were doing that. So it was really emotional, it was sad, it was heartbreaking. I think the adaptation did a good job. There were some, again, inconsistency issues in the art of character design, but they weren't really bad this episode. I think this one was really solid. I think it was nice that they didn't use an opening, so it didn't break the flow of the events. And what's coming for sure is going to be, like I said, emotionally taxating, and let's see how everything goes.